So I've made this video before, and I feel obligated. I feel privileged, actually, to make it again. Okay? Twice in my life, and I'm willing to take a lie detector test. Twice in my life, I've looked up at the sky. This is after filming UFOs. I've looked up into the sky and I've asked a question and received an answer. Twice. Willing to take a lie detector test. Okay? I've been a pilot since I was 15 years old. I do believe I'm the youngest American Indian to ever get a pilot's license. I grew up in two parts of California, basically equally. And here in Shasta County, we are known as the UFO capital of the world. The Winnem and Wintu have been able to call in these objects to Mount Shasta at will. When I looked up and I asked, I'll be honest, one time I asked a direct question. And the other time I looked up and again, I had this thought. It was a mental question, okay, of the last event. When I looked up and I asked a question and I got an answer, I think, is this some sort of mental problem? Did I have a mental breakdown? Was I seeing something that I only wished to see? Was I self-affirming something that was actually not a UFO and not a direct answer to my question? Not just one answer, but two answers. I immediately was given a display of power and speed and agility that just broke every law of physics that I'm familiar with. There are people that would have you fear UFOs. Why? Why would people have you fear UFOs? If you look at the science fiction movies, I had my list of over 2,000 movies, and only like 0.1% of them were positive, where the UFO visitors were positive. Very small number. They're usually some monstrous being who's traveled the universe to come to Earth simply to kill us or to stab us with needle fingers full of alcohol, because that's how they predate. That's how these advanced species from another fucking galaxy, or at least another solar system, they had needles in their fingers and they would stab people and kill them through alcohol overdose. That was one of the more wild ones. They want you to fear these beings because they're superior to us. I want you to know something. They are one of our only hopes for survival. They've obviously been here for a very long time. Our first crash retrieval was in the early 40s. Now, why would alien species wait until we have all the advanced technologies we have now? Why would they wait till now to threaten us? Anyone with any sense whatsoever knows that if you want to get rid of humans, you go out to the asteroid belt and you just give a little bit of a shove to this nickel iron meteor that's 10 miles across. and you get rid of humans on the planet Earth. It's really simple. Any species capable of traveling through space-time faster than the speed of light have the technology to simply push a rock just a tiny bit. All you got to do is push that rock just a tiny bit. And one day, here comes this solid nickel iron asteroid, 10 miles across, weighing 1,000,000,000 tons, going 60,000 miles an hour, hits the planet. No more humans. Probably wipe out 90% of all life, just like last time, but they'd be rid of humans. But they haven't done that. They've actually done the opposite of that. If you look at the Chelyabinsk meteor that was coming in, that was going to be a big impact. And that was broken up by a vehicle of some type. Now, I don't know if it was ours or someone else's. Most likely it was someone else's. There is no reason to fear these beings. They are simply superior to us, and that would scare the majority of people. But I can tell you that the universe does not like animalism. The universe, it's the entire purpose of this fucking machine is to create sentient life, because nothing has value but life. Especially a planet like Earth with millions of different life forms. Nothing has more value than that. We're probably fairly rare when it comes to planets because we're so perfectly situated. Just the dials are perfectly set where we are for life. Do not let the fearmongers get to you, okay? These beings are obviously compassionate and spiritual in nature. They obviously understand the reason the universe exists. When you have beings that are billions of years more advanced than us, they're quite aware of other beings that are many billions of years more advanced than us. See? The hierarchy. Don't let the fearmongers get to you, please, okay? Don't let them scare you. They would have you be terrified and afraid so they can have a space force and build space defense systems. They're already wasting trillions of dollars on it. You see, if an alien species ever does contact us and tells us we're going to help, if they ever decide to help us in any meaningful way, anybody who's a billionaire on our planet is fucked. Anyone of power on our planet is fucked. Anyone on our planet who wishes to control others is fucked. You see? And they're the ones that want you to fear alien life, alien intelligence. They want you to fear beings that are superior to us. Please don't let that affect you. Please don't think that way, okay? Do you see the diversity of the vehicles that show up here? The diversity is just staggering. They're literally, I myself have videoed 5 different kinds of vehicle. There's hundreds of different types of vehicles that have been videoed with fairly clear video of these objects. They're obviously meeting here now. This is obviously kind of like a calling point for intelligences throughout our galaxy. Because of the specialness of our planet. And that here they are watching us poison it, poison ourselves, okay? When they go down and they turn off all these nuclear missiles, they could have just as easily set them all off. Right? There's one episode that they don't talk about much and you don't hear about much. In Rendlesham. Remember Rendlesham? So one of these bunkers had a red laser looking light beam coming down into one of the nuclear bunkers. They do talk about that. What they don't talk about much is that when they went into that bunker, there was a nuclear weapon. And this nuclear weapon was completely disassembled in what was described as an exploded view. If you know what that is, where you take a very complicated item and you lay it out in an exploded view with all parts and pieces organized and laid out perfectly, right? They had a nuclear weapon that had been disassembled like that. That's a message. It's not a threat. That's a message. Turning off our nuclear weapons, that's a message. That's not a threat. That gives me hope that these beings can simply switch off nuclear weapons. That actually makes me feel pretty damn safe. It gives me hope, okay, that there isn't a non-interference clause out there. That it is okay under certain circumstances to interfere in the development of other civilizations and planets. That there is rules and regulations out there that will allow them to interfere to keep us from destroying ourselves. That gives me hope. I have no hope with humans, no hope with human intelligence whatsoever. The people that are in power, the people that want power, I want you to notice how fucked up they are. Elon Musk, Donald Trump, Kim Jong-un, Erdogan, Putin. Notice these human men who are in power who seem to be a little fucked up. I have no faith in humans, okay? I believe that having died, having had the full near-death experience and been dead for over 6 minutes, probably closer to 8 or 9, just like Dr. Stephen Greer, I believe that I'm sensitive to these beings. That something happens up here, you know what I mean? And I do question myself. When I have these experiences, I do question myself, right? Is this real? Am I making these things up in my mind? Am I creating these events up here? I mean, there are crazy people, institutions that see Washington walk in their room and have conversations with them. So I understand that the human mind can be quite tricky. But I don't believe that. I don't believe that. The experiences that I've had, that I've had made me feel wonderful. I felt privileged. I felt blessed. No fear. I've never feared them. When I'm videotaping these double globes going over my house, my fucking camera's shaking like this because I'm excited. I'm not afraid. I'm just excited. I feel privileged and blessed to have had those experiences, okay? No fear whatsoever. This is one of the reasons I hated the UFO shows. Now, you notice those disappeared, right? Every day there was 3 or 4 UFO shows on TV, and every single last one of them was fear-based. The one with the guy in the black hat, the black long leather jacket, the ex-CIA agent, who the first question out of that man's mouth with every witness was, were you afraid? Were you afraid? Did you feel fear? Did you fear for your life? Did you fear? I am so glad those shows are no longer on television, okay? Because they did scare a lot of people. They were effective at making people afraid. I felt nothing but blessed and honored, okay, to have the experiences that I've had.